It Takes Roots People's Caravan from the RNC to the DNC was our attempt to really bring a different voice in this political moment of grassroots leaders and organizers from the United States taking a stand against the hate and politics of exclusion, and to be able to really say that something dramatically different is needed at this moment. We took our message to Philly to talk about particularly the Justice for Berta campaign, in which we needed to raise up the visibility of the role of the US government in the Honduran coup, particularly holding former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton accountable for undermining democracy.
El gobierno de Estados Unidos tiene responsabilidades, ya que el apoyo militar y a la policía es para fortalecer esa estructura de violencia que hoy sufrimos en Honduras.
Berta Cáceres was a social movement leader, not only for people in her community, but I think for a lot of people and a lot of movements in the Americas.
¡Berta Cáceres vive! ¡La lucha sigue, sigue!
It was one of the initial inspirations in my life to become an organizer and somebody dedicated to the social movements and in general to the fight for a world that puts human lives as the priority instead of corporate profits.
A true feminist, a true social movement leader that was murdered in her home.
She embodies the kind of feminism that we want to put forth. She was an Indigenous environmental human rights activist. She lived in her community and really did work to protect her community's land and the people that lived on it.
We see the relationship obviously between us and the Lenca peoples as struggling to maintain their sacred sites, because that's exactly the kind of work that we try to do, is organize communities in resistance to destruction of the biodiversity, destruction of forests. It's really part of the same struggle. That indigenous struggle is going on throughout the world, actually.
Hi, my name is Nayshell, and I come here from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm here today to say that Black Lives Matter.
Her environmental work was the fact that Indigenous rights weren't being respected, and I think as like a Black person who also lives in St. Louis, that's something that I definitely feel. You know, people's votes get stolen, people are thrown in jail for no good reason, and their lives are taken without due process for some reason, you know, walking across the street and not turning quickly enough for an officer is enough to warrant execution.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom!
I served in the Marine Corps from 2001 to 2006 and deployed to Iraq in 2004 and 2005.
The militarization that they're seeing in Honduras is a more extreme version of the militarization that's happening here at home. And I think that a lot of us, myself included, feel responsibility to both highlight those connections and also work to do our best to deconstruct that.
We can't dismantle our police state here if we still have a strong military complex abroad, because it's that military complex that they're drawing from to sort of oppress us at home.
Y por eso pedimos a estos países internacionales que ya no estén dando fondos a los policías y a los militares para que vayan a asesinar a nuestros compañeros de lucha que tenemos en nuestra comunidad.
Yo creo que terminamos como sintiéndonos más hermanados que separados. Fue como muy enriquecedor ir conociendo como las distintas realidades y las distintas historias de las personas, y empezar a ver también como en Estados Unidos también hay realidades difíciles.
This call for justice for Berta means a lot to me, because it means that we're actually trying to do something that's right. How are we different, right? How can we be different in the way that we interact with other people around the world?
When I got to see her speak in person, she talked about the right to be happy. That at the end of the day, that's really the fight.
Debemos amarnos y protegernos